Hi, I'm Terry. Welcome back to my channel. And this is another part of my series of Catholic Reads. There's a book I'm going to show you that I think will help you to understand Mormonism and the Book of Mormon all in one book. This is called Mormonism for Dummies. This is an older edition. I think there's a newer edition of it available. You can find it on Amazon. It's got the usual stuff in the front where it gives you like a summary or like a cheat sheet kind of thing. And then this particular edition was copyright 2005. So this particular edition I'm holding is not going to be as up to date as a newer edition. There probably is a newer edition. But part 1 is what the Mormon faith is all about. Part 2 is eternal rituals and endless meetings. Part 3 is holy books and sacred history. Part 4 is Mormonism today. And part 5 is part of the tens. So it is a really good resource, and it's got like little articles here in gray that explain some things in more detail. And then it's got like these lists of things that it goes into detail about. About sacrament meetings, what you should wear, what happens at a sacrament meeting. And like it goes through like an example of the liturgy. And then an article on who's allowed to take the sacrament. Let's see. And then it goes into, things that happen during the course of life of someone who's a member of the LDS church. It's got information on temples. If there is a more up-to-date one than this, it probably would have either more details or they'll have improved the way they say things to make it more clear. Let's see. Oh, I thought that was something else. And then it talks about, what's happening. Well, at the time of this, the internet was starting to become a big thing. So it's talking about that being a major issue with the LDS. And then stuff on missionaries. Like what goes on during the day in the life of a missionary. It even talks about some of the criticisms of people from outside the Latter-day Saint faith. It talks about tithing, your relationship with God and each other within the LDS belief system. And if I'm not mistaken, in the back, there should be a thing of further reading or like books that can. Oh, there's a section of major places that are important to Latter-day Saints. Let's see. There is an index I don't know if it's after the index. There's a page for notes. Oh, I guess there isn't. But it might be in the front or in the different articles. But there are some other books out there that are good for reading, like Rough Stone Rolling, which I, in my bookshelf tour video, I show Rough Stone Rolling and No Man Knows My History, which are two biographies of Joseph Smith that go into detail about his life. There is a book, I don't have it, it's called A Very Short Introduction to Mormonism. It's a little book about that big, so it's, not a very big book, and it's by Terrell Givens, and it covers some of this stuff, some of the same stuff is in here, but it's newer than this book. And that book is available in Kindle. I think this one's available in Kindle or ebook form as well. So yeah, if you're wanting to know about what Latter-day Saints believe, there's this. Then there's that very short introduction to Mormonism. And there's a lot of other books out on Mormonism now too. I haven't researched any of those yet. But the two I know of the most are this one and the Terrell Givens book. And then Rough Stone Rolling and No Man Knows My History are really good for understanding Joseph Smith from a scholarly perspective. Even though both authors were believing members of the church, although Fawn Brody, who wrote No Man Knows My History, was removed from the church for writing that book, even though she was like a niece of one of the leaders. Trying to think if I have any other... Oh, and then the articles in the back of that Book of Mormon Reader's Edition or that annotated Book of Mormon. Both of those have articles in the back about LDS beliefs regarding the Book of Mormon. Another good thing to do would be look up biographies of former LDS people, as well as some current members that have biographies out too. So, yeah, I think that would be a good way to go, is just do your research on their beliefs. Other resources would be the Mormon Stories podcast. That's one I like. It's also available as a YouTube channel. Nemo the Mormon, which is a YouTube channel. He's really good. Analyzing Mormonism, that's another good YouTube channel. And then there's the YouTube channel by an evangelical pastor who's trying to help evangelicals, or Protestants rather, and Latter-day Saints to communicate with each other. And the name of his channel is Hello Saints, and I don't remember the pastor's name. I haven't watched his channel in a while. But I recently did see there's a video of his I want to see about the TV show The Chosen. But yeah, the name of the channel, Hello Saints, it's a really good YouTube channel. The church has let him see some things that most outsiders don't get to see. And not only that, he's got to interview some really interesting people. Like, he's talked to Latter-day Saint radio show hosts, Latter-day Saint bishops. I think he even got to talk to one of the apostles. And I think he's also talked to BYU professors. He's visited an open house for one of the temples. His channel has a whole bunch of stuff. But he's a good resource too, because he's giving the perspective of an outsider asking questions of the Latter-day Saints about stuff, but at the same time, he's sharing with them the Protestant Christian point of view of theology. So the way he does it is by focusing on common ground, and once him and whoever he's talking to have gotten through the common ground stuff, then they start talking about where they differ. So it makes for a real interesting conversations that he's having. But that's another resource. There are probably other podcasts that I'm not aware of. Yeah, that's all I can think of at the moment. If you have any questions about Latter-day Saint stuff, I can try and remember what I can from when I was Latter-day Saint, or I can try looking it up. Hopefully there's some Latter-day Saints that watch some of my videos, and hopefully they can answer some of people's questions too. Because it has changed quite a bit since I was a Latter-day Saint. For the short period of time I was a Latter-day Saint. I also have two videos on my experiences with the Latter-day Saint Church. I also have a video on my channel about my experiences in Christianity. I've also done a video on, like, I can't remember if it was 5 or 10 books that were important to me or something. I do have a video coming this week where I'm going to talk a little bit more about myself and try and do a short thing of, my life story and things that I find interesting as far as, not just theology, but things outside of the Bible and books and theology and stuff. So I will see you in the next video. I hope everybody has had a wonderful holiday weekend, or are having a wonderful holiday weekend. Because this weekend starts Advent, so I'm really looking forward to that. A few hours after this video goes up, I will be going to Mass and enjoying Advent.